She was wearing my wedding dress. My dress. The one I picked out 3 months ago. The one I cried in when I first tried it on because I knew he was the one. She was wearing it, standing at my altar, holding my bouquet, marrying my husband. And every single person I called family was sitting in those pews watching it happen, smiling, clapping, celebrating, like I never existed. My name is Amara Nwosu, and 3 years ago, my stepsister stole everything from me. My man, my wedding, my family, my dignity, my entire life. She took it all, and everyone let her. But she made one mistake. She thought I would stay broken. She thought I would disappear. She thought the girl she destroyed would never come back. 3 years later, I came back, in a black Rolls Royce, wearing jewelry that cost more than her house. Standing next to the most dangerous man in Lagos, the man they all feared, my husband. And when my stepsister saw me, when she saw who I had become, when she saw who was standing beside me, she didn't freeze. She dropped to her knees, right there, in front of everyone, and begged. This is not a love story. This is not a fairy tale. This is a revenge story. The kind of revenge that doesn't use violence, the kind that uses power, the kind that makes your enemies destroy themselves just by watching you win. Let me take you back to where it started. 3 years ago, when I was still stupid enough to trust family. 3 years ago, my life was perfect, or at least I thought it was. I was 26 years old. I had a good job as a marketing manager at a bank in Victoria Island. I had a beautiful apartment in Lekki Phase 1. I had friends who loved me, and I had Chidi Ease, 6'2", dark skin that glowed like polished wood, smile that could stop traffic on 3rd Mainland Bridge. We had been together for 4 years. 4 years of I love you, 4 years of you're the only one. 4 years of building a life together. When he proposed on my 26th birthday, in front of our friends at a restaurant in Ikoyi, I cried so hard the waiter brought me tissues. Yes, I said, 1,000,000 times yes. We set the wedding for December, 6 months away, the happiest 6 months of my life, or so I thought, because there was one person who watched that proposal with different eyes, my stepsister, Nkechi. Nkechi came into my life when I was 12. My father remarried after my mother died. His new wife brought her daughter, Nkechi, into our home. From day one, Nkechi wanted everything I had. My room, my toys, my father's attention, my friends, everything. But it wasn't just wanting, it was need. A deep, ugly, obsessive need to take whatever belonged to me. Not because she wanted those things, but because she couldn't stand seeing me have them. When I got good grades, she told my father I was cheating. When I made the school volleyball team, she convinced her mother I was too rough for sports and got me pulled off. When I had my first boyfriend at 16, she told him I had a disease. He left me the next day. I spent my entire teenage years being sabotaged by a girl who smiled in my face and stabbed me in the back. And every time I complained to my father, he said the same thing. She's your sister now. Be patient. She'll adjust. She never adjusted. She just got better at hiding it. By the time we were adults, I had learned to keep my distance. I moved out at 22, built my own life, found my own happiness, and for a while I actually thought I was free from her shadow until I introduced Chidi to the family. The moment Nkechi saw him, something shifted. I saw it in her eyes. That look, the same look she had when she saw my toys, my grades, my friends. That hungry, calculating, predatory look. He's very handsome, she said, squeezing his arm a little too long. How did you get so lucky, Amara? I should have known then. I should have seen what was coming. But love makes you stupid, and trust makes you blind. It started with small things. Chidi's phone buzzing late at night. Messages he'd read and quickly delete. Business stuff, he'd say. Then came the missing hours. He'd leave for work at 7 and not come home until 11. Big project, he'd say. Client meeting ran late, he'd say. Traffic on the bridge, he'd say. I believed every single lie, not because they were convincing, but because the truth was too painful to consider. Then 3 weeks before our wedding, Nkechi called me. Her voice was sweet, too sweet. Amara, I want to help with the wedding decorations. Can I come over? Of course, I said. I'd love that. She came over that evening. We spent 3 hours looking at flowers and tablecloths and centerpieces. She was helpful, attentive, sisterly. For the first time in our lives, I actually felt close to her. When she left, I went to bed happy. And I had a beautiful wedding coming, a man who loved me, and a sister who was finally acting like family. At 2 in the morning, my phone buzzed. A message from a number I didn't recognize. Check your fiancé's second phone, the one he keeps in his gym bag. Password is your birthday backwards. I'm sorry. I should have waited. I should have asked him directly. But something inside me already knew. Chidi was asleep. His gym bag was in the closet. The second phone was in the side pocket. Just like the message said. I typed my birthday backwards. The phone unlocked, and my world collapsed. Messages. Hundreds of messages. Between Chidi and Nkechi. Dating back 14 months. Photos. Videos. Voice notes. Things that burned my eyes and my soul. But the worst part was the most recent conversation, while Nkechi was at my house, helping me plan my wedding. Nkechi had typed, "She has no idea. This is fun pretending to care about her ugly wedding." Chidi had replied, "Just a few more weeks. After the wedding, I'll file for divorce and we'll be together properly." Nkechi, "Why wait? Why not just cancel her wedding and marry me instead?" Chidi, "Patience. Her father is wealthy. I need the marriage certificate first, then the divorce. Then I get half of everything. Then you and I live our real life." Nkechi, "You're so smart, baby. She's so stupid she'll never figure it out." Chidi, "That's why I chose her. Smart enough to have money, stupid enough to trust." I dropped the phone. My hands were shaking so badly I couldn't hold it. I walked to the bathroom, closed the door, sat on the floor, and screamed into a towel so he wouldn't hear me. I didn't confront him. Not that night, not the next morning, not ever. Because confrontation would give him time to prepare, time to lie, time to manipulate, time to spin the story so I looked crazy and he looked innocent. Instead, I went quiet, completely quiet. I smiled at breakfast. I kissed him goodbye. I continued planning the wedding. I called Nkechi and thanked her for helping with the decorations. And behind their backs, I dismantled everything. I went to a lawyer, the most expensive family lawyer in Lagos. I showed her everything. "Don't marry him," the lawyer said. "Oh, I'm not going to marry him," I replied. "I'm going to let her marry him, and then I'm going to watch them both burn." 2 weeks before the wedding, I called Chidi and told him I was having second thoughts. I said I wasn't sure I was ready. I said I needed time. His face showed concern, but his eyes showed panic. Within 48 hours, Nkechi called. "Amara, are you really canceling the wedding?" "I think so. I'm just not ready." "Well, this is awkward." But Chidi actually reached out to me. He's heartbroken. We've been talking and I think he has feelings for me. I almost laughed. She couldn't even wait. "Really?" I said softly. "That's... wow. I know it's weird, but would you be okay if we started seeing each other?" "Of course," I said sweetly. "You're my sister. I want you to be happy." She had won, or so she thought. They got married 4 months later. My dress, my venue, my decorations, even some of my guests. She took everything. I disappeared. Shower quit my job, left Lagos, moved to Abuja, started over. Everyone assumed I was broken, and for a while, maybe I was. But then the sadness transformed into something colder, sharper, ambition. I built my own business. Within 2 years, my firm was handling campaigns for some of the biggest brands in Nigeria. I bought my own apartment, my own car, my own life. And then I met Victor Ose, Ghanaian Nigerian, built like a fortress, quiet like a loaded gun. People whispered about him in Lagos. He was power personified. And for some reason, he chose me. When I told him my story, he listened silently, then said one thing. "Do you want them to suffer?" "No," I said. "I want them to see me and know that everything they tried to take meant nothing because I built something better." He smiled. "Well, that's the most dangerous revenge of all." 3 years later, my father's 60th birthday brought everyone together. Nkechi, Chidi, and me. Victor said, It's time. We arrived in a black Rolls Royce. When I walked in, every eye turned to me. Whispers spread like wildfire. And then I saw her. Nkechi froze, glass slipping from her hand. Her face went pale as she looked at Victor. I found out later Chidi owed 200 million naira to Victor's network. Victor owned his debt. And now, standing in that ballroom, they both realized it. I walked toward them. Nkechi, I said softly, you look beautiful tonight. She couldn't speak. And Chidi, I turned, how's married life treating you? He stammered something incoherent. I smiled. You probably thought I'd still be crying somewhere. But look at me now. I lifted my hand. The massive diamond sparkled. Bigger than the one you stole from me, don't you think? Nkechi collapsed to her knees, begging. Please, Amara, please tell him not to take everything. We'll lose it all. Losing everything, I said thoughtfully. That sounds familiar. She sobbed. I'm sorry for everything. Please. The room held its breath. I looked down at her and felt nothing. Not hate, not joy, nothing. Because the truth was, she no longer had power over me. And that was the real victory. Nkechi, I said clearly, 3 years ago you took everything from me. You thought you won, but look where you are now, on your knees. I'm not going to help you. Not because I want revenge, but because you need to learn what I learned. When you lose everything, you discover who you really are. And right now the world is seeing exactly who you are. I turned, took Victor's arm, and walked out. I didn't look back. Within 6 months, they lost everything. The house, the cars, the money. Chidi fled to Ghana. Nkechi moved back to her mother's house, broke and forgotten. My father called me. Amara, I'm sorry. I should have protected you. It's okay, Papa. I protected myself. He said, your mother would be proud. That was the first time I cried in 2 years. Not from pain, from healing. Victor and I built something real, built on respect, trust, and strength. They tried to steal my future. But you can't erase a woman who decides to rewrite her own story. This is the story of Amara Nwosu, the girl who was betrayed by blood, the woman who married power, and the sister who learned that karma doesn't need help, it just needs time.